Hi, Jim.
Oh, I love seeing you.
I'm so honored to be here. You know what? I was reminiscing. I went to Birdland when I think my first like real grown-up trip to New York. I went when I was like a little bit of a teenager, but I went when I was, I think 21. Like, I think I was just 21. I think it was like maybe a junior in college. And it was whenever Boy from Oz was playing.
Yes.
And I remember I saw Boy from Oz, and then the friend I was with was like, hey, Stephanie J. Block is going down the street to this place called Birdland for this thing called Cast Party. And I was like, am I invited to a cast party? I was like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what's happening. But I went. It was amazing. You were such a fabulous host. And I was like, this is an amazing person. And you were, so I came up and talked to you afterwards. And I was like, hi, I'm just some nobody twink. And you were like, no, you're not. And then you gave me your email and you were like, let me know whenever you're back in New York City. And here we are 10 or something years later. I don't know how long.
10? Honey.
It's like maybe 15. I don't know how long.
I'd say 15. I love that you're joining us. I love that your lighting is so beautiful. Hello.
Well, thank you.
Very impressive.
I had to do it. I'm sorry. I don't have my earphones in, but you know what? We're making it work.
No, it's all fine. You're coming in from Hell's Kitchen, correct?
I am. So I'm coming to you from I think I'm like 3 blocks from Birdland. So it's like we're there.
It's like we're there. I'm near Hell's Kitchen and Hell's Breakfast Nook. Now, first of all, you look unbelievable. This is very Kitten with a Whip, this look. I don't know what's happening here. But this is
a little bit of
Linda Carter, I don't know, Connie Selica.
I love the 60s, Jim. And
yes.
What's funny about this outfit, so I don't know, for those who are watching, if they watched the most recent season of RuPaul's Drag Race, not my season, but the most recent season of RuPaul's Drag Race UK, an amazing cabaret artist named Joe Black got yelled at by RuPaul for wearing H&M on the runway. And then H&M turned it around and sent him this collection, which is what I'm wearing right now, which was like their like fancy collection. I was like, you know what? I'm going to wear fancy H&M for you, Jim. So this is H&M.
I appreciate it. God, you look great. And actually, you missed our guest right before was Sally Mays and George Dvorsky doing their show Pete and Keeley, which is about like a Stephen Eady kind of duo in the 60s and 70s. Bob Mackie did the original costumes. I mean, it's the whole. You're fitting right into the theme, is what I'm saying. You might be, and I'll have to check my records, the first Iranian Canadian drag guest on our show.
I'm guessing I am.
Let me check my records. Now, okay, so this is just us talking. I watched the first few seasons of RuPaul's Drag Race and enjoyed the hell out of it. But then I got a little done with it for a minute because it got a little snarky and mean and kind of weird. Mm. However, when I heard there was a Broadway loving, New York City living, really fun, smart contestant, I was so all ears. And my friend, you do not disappoint. You're so... This was last season, which was the most watched season from what I hear.
Well, you know what? So apparently season 13 had the largest premiere ever, but I think overall we had the highest ratings for the entire season. At least that's based on the math I've heard.
Well, I'd vote for that. I really like the show all over again. And I think it celebrates talent, certainly, and uniqueness in a world that doesn't always get that opportunity. And I'm a big fan of yours.
I'm a big fan of yours, and I'm also a big proponent that, art in New York City, is not just Broadway, but Broadway is definitely the big heart of it. But, I love to remind people that all of it's connected, off Broadway, completely. Cabaret, drag, Broadway, it's all one community. And I think maybe people on the outside, maybe looking in, will think, oh, well, some stuff is, on a bigger stage or, whatever than other things. But it is truly one community. I've had so many friends who've been on Broadway who will hightail it after their show to come see my show at 11 p.m. down the street, or I'll go early on a Wednesday so I can go see their show at the matinee. You know, it's a big, loving, supportive community, and I think that's something I wanted definitely to celebrate on the show, but then also since the show, especially knowing how this past year has been so devastating for this community overall. And probably this is the only time I'll say this, it's probably been worse for the Broadway community than it's been for people like me. You know, drag queens are like cockroaches. We'll find a way to do a show no matter what. It's like the apocalypse happens, you know, the world is ending. Drag queen will get up onto a 2x4 milk carton outside and put on a show for people, you know, in full hazmat suits, if that's what's required.
Oh, completely. Completely. Now, what you might not know is when I lived in Dallas, Texas, I was a backup dancer in the drag shows at a club called The Landing for people like Dion Martel and Vonda Delane and Jimmy D, like people you don't know, but they were uber stars in Dallas. I mean, people were, you know, at their feet, and I had so much fun. Boy, did I learn a lot. But enough about me. I want to talk about you. Your first drag experience was when you played Hedwig.
Yeah.
In Hedwig and the Angry Inch. Tell me about your theatrical life.
Oh my God. First of all, let's talk about my legs. Oh my God. This was 2009. So I was 12 years younger and I had the body to prove it. Wow. You know, it was, what's incredible about that show and the words of John Cameron Mitchell is that as a writer, he's so generous to the performer in the sense that he says, you know, try this joke, and if it doesn't work, change the joke to something that works for you. I think it's like it's in the script. It says like, feel free to make this work for whatever it is that who you are and what you want to say. So in addition to that, you know, he also, the text itself of Hedwig is so fabulous in the sense that it allows you to really explore what it is to be larger than life, what it is to be a persona that this person creates for themselves as a matter of survival, which is kind of what all of us do to some degree, right? But definitely with drag, I realized the power in, you know, heels and a wig and makeup and a microphone, honey. And I moved to New York, I think 6 months after that show. It was actually that show that was like, oh, well, if this is a show about someone in New York, you know, talking about the meatpacking district. And I was like, I want to go see what this meatpacking district is. And I was very disappointed that it was just girls in high heels at brunch. But, you know, I was 10 years too late. I was 10 years too late.
Oops. Where were you? Where did you grow up?
So I kind of grew up all over the place. So I was born in Canada, but my mom did medical research. So I was, you know, there's kids who are like an army brat. I was a medical research brat. So wherever she got different grants to do research, I moved around. So I lived in Canada, in California, in upstate Wisconsin. I lived outside of Rochester for a year, but I've been basically in New York since 2010 with a brief stint in California, but basically in New York since 2010.
I know you're a ginormous Broadway fan. I'm so excited for things to be coming back. And I know everybody's so optimistic. Do you see Broadway coming back with more inclusivity this time? Please say
it has to, you know, and this is, you know, it's so funny because people always ask me, well, why didn't you actually go and pursue Broadway? You know, because in theory, that's like what I went to school for. And I got here and, you know, this was, again, 2010. And it was still, I still felt like if you didn't fit a model of who they, you know, who played the role previously, there's no way they were going to see you for a show. And I said, you know what? I don't care about that. I'm going to do my own thing, share things from my own voice. And I kind of built a career out of that. But I think in the 10 years since, Broadway has realized that what the audience really wants is they want authenticity and they want people telling their real stories on the stage. And people don't necessarily, and look, I love them, but not everyone is a 6 foot tall, muscular, blonde chorus boy, though they have their place too, honey.
What?
I'm just saying. Not everyone can be Jim Caruso dancing backstage in Dallas.
But this is why I put my show together, because I was doing theater in Dallas and I was like ensemble number 12. And I knew that wasn't where I wanted to be. So I started to do my act and I'm still doing the damn act. and it's given me it's given me a career and a life. And look what's happened to you.
It is kind of wild. I was the oldest queen on my season, but I was like, you know what? This was my first time auditioning. I was just like, why not? Your 30s are fabulous too. I'm going to have fun with this. And I do think when Broadway reopens, there'll be places for more people who expand the gender binary beyond what it is. There'll be more.
I think so too.
For people of Middle Eastern descent. I've been wanting to see more authentic representation there. I think it was lovely that we had the band's visit, but I want more. I want to see more Middle Eastern actors and South Asian actors in Aladdin. I want to see it. I want to see more drag roles that aren't just, the 2 or 3 shows that already exist with drag queens in them. I want that to be part of. I want to be part of it, and it will be. And I think what's so exciting is everyone you talk to is looking at themselves, I think, in this past year and wondering, how can I contribute to the next phase of Broadway being better than the last? And some of that discourse can be a little heated, but I'm not afraid of that. And I don't think, I won't get too deep into it, but I think, a heated discourse can sometimes bring about change, and change is scary to everyone, but change is how you survive.
Well, and you're just an incredible, wonderful ally to quite a few movements. And I guess it's impressive that you're not just retweeting, because I always giggle when people say, oh yes, I'm an ally, and they retweet. That's not a movement, people. That's a retweet. You're really taking time. You do the research. It's very exciting and invigorating to me. You also, of course, have an adorable, well-produced show called Broadway Talk Live. Good morning tonight.
I do.
With Michael Hull. You guys are so great together.
Oh my gosh, we had so much fun. We just finished our first season. We just completed it. Actually, our season finale was last week, because Michael has actually pivoted something I believe I can announce, which is that Broadway's Masked Singer is coming live next week, benefiting Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS.
Did not know.
And Michael Hull is producing that, and I will be one of the guessers. So people are like, oh, you're singing. And I'm like, no, I'm the guesser. If you know I'm at the show, I can't be one of the masked singers. I don't know who they are. I believe there's 8 different masked singers, and apparently some big names. I don't know who it's going to be, but it all starts going down next week, and it's raising money for BCEFA. So
perfect. It's
going to be a fabulous time, and Michael and I created Good Morning Tonight just really as a way to celebrate this community. And that continues, now that the pandemic has entered a new phase and things are starting to happen again. We'll see what happens from here. But all of this stuff, the virtual and streaming stuff, it's going to continue in some form. But I am ready for you to be back in Birdland, my friend.
Oh, me too. I'm looking forward to that. But I just loved seeing when this happened. Ruby, come on. That is great. Look at Ryan Redmond behind you. I love that.
Oh my gosh, I was so honored. Andre DeShields right there to my left. Just here's the thing. First of all, they invited me to do it, and I was like, oh, that's so sweet. And they were like, oh, and you're going to be in the front row. And I was like, I'm 8 feet tall in heels. I have little Ryan Redmond from Frozen. She's I think all of 5'1", and I'm 5'10", and in heels I'm 6 something. And they were like, you're going to be in the front, and you're going to be next to Andre DeShields, and don't mess it up because there's 80 million cameras on you. And of course, the rehearsal went great, because the rehearsals always go great. And then the cameras turn on, and we do the live number, and 3 seconds into it, my earring falls off and shatters directly in front of Andre DeShields. And Andre DeShields looks at it.
What is that?
He's in the middle of his song. He picks it up and hands it to me.
Very nice.
And I was like, I almost killed Andre DeShields.
Like the chandelier in Phantom. Smaller. Okay, so the Drag Race finale is this coming week?
It's this Friday. It's this
Friday. What are your thoughts on the season? Spill the tea with JC.
Okay, my real thoughts are that this is such a talented group of girls, but they did them a little bit of a disservice. And I don't know whose fault it was, But from what I understand, VH1 ordered an additional quite a few many episodes. And so they have the same number of queens that we had, but I think they have 5 more episodes. So it's a great group of girls. I will say the season is very long. It's a big time commitment. And the queens are all very talented. I know Rosé, of course, who's also kind of a member of the kind of, I would say, Broadway adjacent drag community here in Hell's Kitchen. Tina Burner as well. You know, so obviously rooting for Rosé in the finale, but it's a great group of girls, and they really had it tough because, you know, we had the misfortune of missing out all of the things that happened during the season, you know, being able to tour the world, etc.
Yes.
They not only missed out on that stuff because the world's still kind of closed, but also they had to get ready while like the fabric shops weren't even open. I heard stories about queens like trying to like knock on the back door of alleys on 37th Street, trying to find some kind of spandex to take to see RuPaul. I was like, this sounds exhausting.
They filmed it so successfully, though.
They did.
They've overcome it.
They did. It's a great group of girls. I'm so I'm excited that one of my good sisters is in the finale, so I hope she does well.
Great. Okay. One last thing. Back in the 80s, I
was there too.
Yeah. But you were way younger than I was. I got a call from my agent in Dallas, that's the story. I got a call and they said, we need a headshot, a resume, and a drag shot because La Cage aux Folles is doing a national tour and they're seeing performers. And I was like, oh, cool. I don't have a drag shot. So I called my friend. You know where this is going. And we had a little moment, and this was the product.
Gorgeous! I think she's very cute. I like it. First of all, you do have beautiful bone structure for drag. You have beautiful high cheekbones. You have like beautiful high arched brow. Like you wouldn't have to do much. I'm working against like a big bushy Neanderthal Persian brow, you know, the biggest, you know, beard on earth. You know, I'm working, you have a lot going on. So I bet.
I don't know.
Do another version.
They didn't care for me. So perhaps it's because I couldn't dance. But I felt that there was a little bit of Betty White realness in that picture.
I see a little Betty White. I see a little Betty White. I actually see a little bit of, who do I see? A little bit of Betty Davis, maybe.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
I see a little bit of, she's very regal. I mean, a little B. Arthur.
Yes. The whole cast of Golden Girls.
All of them.
Yeah. I love you so much. And I want you to sing because I can't wait. I really.
I'm gonna sing for you guys. I'm a little nervous because normally on the singing, we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna play the song. We're gonna do our best to make it work. With these streaming technologies.
Oh, it's gonna work. But here, I know Ruby would say, just pump up the track louder than you think it needs to be.
Okay,
and then we'll be fine.
Great. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do this. We're gonna get it all prepped. We're gonna make it happen. So, okay, I'm gonna give you a little preamble while I'm prepping this. So the thing about this song. So here's the thing. It's actually very much related to the photo we just saw, because I cannot tell you the amount of not even queens, but baby queens who ask me. They say, Jackie, please, 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 can you put me in drag? Can you be my drag mother? It's very like, are you my mother? Like very Dr. Seuss, right? They just want it. They want it to happen. They think I can make it happen for them. And my response to them is this song.
I can't wait.
All right, here we go. And it's a Disney song. So here it is. And I'm Jackie Cox, and wish me luck. So you wanna be a drag queen, kid? Well, whoop-de-doo. I've been up and down this street before with streetwalkers like you. Each and every one a disappointment, a big meh, for which there ain't no ointment. So much for excuses. I'd rather just say deuces than help a baby queen to tease and tuck. My answer is 2 words. Why not? You win. Oh, God. Family show. I'd given up hope that someone would come do drag. A queen who would ring them bell for once, make them gag. The kind who wins trophies, won't settle for low fees, and who gets that coin, please. But no, I get the filler queen. I'm tired of making mixes, garage band edits, content to spend lazy days and just surf the Reddits. You need an advisor, a drag mother but wiser, a good merchandiser, and whoa, we need some sponsors. I'm down to one last hope, and I hope it's you. Though, kid, you're not exactly a dream come true. I've helped enough boogers who never came true. You're my one last hope, so you'll have to do. Baby queens who've had the means have ended up a mockery. Don't be shady, be a lady with the goopery and gaggery. To be a true drag queen, kid, it's a dying art. Don't just be brown cow stunning, you're not Monique Hart. Takes more than a venue, comes down to what's in you. You have to continue to grow. And now the key change. I'm down to one last verse in my last high kick. I'll twirl on all the haters, just suck my dick. My dreams are on you, kid. Go make them come true. Avoid those tired tropes. Keep pushing those envelopes. You're my one last hope, and queen, it's up to you. Kickball, change, turn, pose.
You win. Jackie, you're just the greatest.
Oh my gosh.
You're
Jim,
the best guest.
The sound was any good? Hopefully the sound was okay.
The sound was great.
We made it work.
We made it work. And you're just the best. I can't wait to hang with you in real life, and
we will. It'll be
Hell's
great.
Kitchen, and we'll meet at Nizza or somewhere. Where do you hang? Where's your hang?
All those places. Nizza. I love going to the Hell's Kitchen, Rita's B-side combo restaurant now that's there.
B-side is I love it there so much. Okay, I'm meeting you.
We're going. It's going to be great. Thank you for having me. And
you're always invited.
And for those watching, when it's back, if you don't get your butts to see Cast Party live in New York City, you are a fool, and there's nothing better to do on a Monday night. We've all seen
fool. A fool.
A fool.
And you need to come to Birdland.
I'm coming. I'm bringing all the songs.
Bring them all. Stay all night. Thank you, my friend.
Mwah. Cheers, love.
Bye.